Chicago Blackhawks take it 6-4 over the Edmonton Oilers. Yes, what a great game by the Chicago Blackhawks, beating Edmonton on their home ice. What a great performance by the good guys in white today. What a game. The penalty kill, yeah, it needs work. But the power play, holy cow. The Chicago Blackhawks played good. They outscored the Oilers and expected this series is going to be a high-scoring series. So, well, Hawks had a 6-2 lead with a few minutes left in regulation time, but they were looking like they were about to blow it. So, it was a crazy pace. Power plays kept going in. Good game by the Hawks. Dominik Kubalik, in his Stanley Cup Playoff Debut, had himself a game. 5 points on his Stanley Cup Playoff Debut. The captain had a great game for himself as well, with 2 goals and an assist. Brandon Saad had a goal and assist. The first line was deadly for the Chicago Blackhawks today. What a performance by the good guys today. 3 stars of the game, with the 3rd star of the night from the Oilers, Connor McDavid. 2nd star of the game from your Blackhawks, number 19, Jonathan Toews. And the 1st star of the game, number 8, the quarterfinalist, Dominik Kubalik. What a game. Holy cow. Let's talk about the stats of the game, why not? 42 for the Chicago Blackhawks to the Edmonton's 29. Face-off. Edmonton won the Hawks in the dot at 52.6% for Edmonton, 47.4% for the Hawks. Power play, 3 for 6 for the Hawks, so 50%, and 3 for 4 for Edmonton. Hawks PK needs some work for game 2. Hits, it was 33-47. It was a high-hitting game. Block shots, dead even. It was split at 15-15. Giveaways, 8 for the Hawks, 17 for Edmonton. Shots per period, 16-8 in favor for your Chicago Blackhawks. Second period, 16-12 in favor for your Chicago Blackhawks. And then the third period, it was 10-9 in favor for your Chicago Blackhawks. Oh my God, game 1 was crazy. You can hear my voice. It's not normal. Oh my God. So let's get into the goals of the game, since there were 10 goals today. In the first period, at 2:34 on the power play, scored by Edmonton, Connor McDavid, assisted by Leon Draisaitl and Oscar Klefbom to give the Oilers an early lead. After the Hawks suffering a too-many-men penalty, the Oilers take advantage and score on the power play. Well, the Hawks were not really saying, okay, you could have a goal, okay? We'll get 3 here quick. At 5:51 in the first period, for his career first playoff goal, scored by number 17, Dylan Strome. He goes behind the net and banks it off the starting goalie, Mike Smith of the Edmonton Oilers, to give the Hawks a 1-0 lead. No, a 1-1 game. Sorry, this game was just crazy. Holy cow. But the scoring's not done. The Hawks get a power play. At 7:56 in the first period, for his first of the game, scored by number 19, Jonathan Toews, assisted by the quarterfinalist, Dominik Kubalik, and number 88, Patrick Kane, to make it a 2-1 game for your Chicago Blackhawks. And the scoring is not over yet, because at 12:37 at 9:17 in the first period, scored by number 20, his first of the playoffs, Brandon Saad, assisted by number 6, Oli Mata, and number 8, Dominik Kubalik, to give the Hawks a 3-1 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. The Hawks are not done scoring yet in the first period, because at 12:57 in the first period, scored by number 19, his second of the game, Jonathan Toews, assisted by number 8, Dominik Kubalik, and number 20, Brandon Saad. Sorry about that pause. I needed some water, because after that goal by Toews, it gets him his second of the game, second of the playoffs, and Dominik Kubalik is really rolling from here, because we go to the second period up 4-1. In the second period, the Oilers get the first goal of the period on the power play. Leon Draisaitl scoring from Connor McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to make it a 4-2 game for the Hawks. But at 6:32 in the second period on the power play, to give the Hawks a 5-2 lead, it is number 8, Dominik Kubalik, with his career first playoff goal on the power play, assisted by number 2, Duncan Keith, and number 77, Kirby Dach. This was a blast from the point from Kubalik, giving the Hawks a 5-2 lead. Nice job by Kub, but he's not done yet, because at 17:35 in the second period, scored by number 8, Dominik Kubalik, his second of the game, assisted by number 2, Duncan Keith, and number 19, Jonathan Toews, off the power play, winning the faceoff. The Hawks get the goal. Kub tips in the goal from Duncan Keith, shooting it from the point, goes in, Kubalik gets the goal. Hawks have a 6-2 lead going into intermission of the to go into the third period. So good job there by the Hawks. But late in the second period, Patrick Kane gets sent to the box for hooking, I believe, and the power play for the Oilers. They did not score on it because they had a minute remaining in the first period and going into the third period. So let's go into the third period, where the Hawks have a 4-goal lead. Okay, the penalties kept riding. Well, the Hawks were playing good. But at 16:07 in the third period, James Neal on the power play scores his first of the playoffs, assisted by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid to make it a 6-3 game. Little worrisome time for the Hawks, right? Well, yeah. But it's okay. We have a 3-goal lead. That's good. At 16:43, Oilers pull their net and they score to make it a 2-goal game. Nugent-Hopkins with his first of the playoffs, assisted by Cliffbaum and McDavid to make it a 6-4 game. With 8 seconds remaining in the regulation, Patrick Kane scores an empty netter, but the Oilers challenge it for offsides, and it ends up being a 6-4 game. Hawks could have won 7-4, but the Oilers challenged it, giving the Oilers an opportunity to just make it a 2-goal game. But who cares? The Hawks played what they needed to do. Keep McDavid frustrated. I know he did get points on tonight's game, but he was not good against Jonathan Toews. And the Toews unit was lethal. So it was just a great game. It was a high-scoring game, which was expected going into the series, that we're going to see high-scoring games because each defense kind of do lack. But Hawks came out on top. They looked like they could have had a 4-goal game, but they didn't. They came out playing good to start. They let off the gas pedal going into the third period, but what happens? They almost gave up a big lead, but Hawks prevailed, giving them the 6-4 win. It was a good game by the Hawks for the first 2 periods. They played, outskated, and just looked like they were having fun out there. Mike Smith did get released, basically, where he was changed out from being the starting goalie. He was just sent after the 5th goal went in for Kubalik. The Oilers changed netminders to Mikko Koskinen. I expected Mikko Koskinen to start the game, which I was surprised he did not. Mike Smith did, and the Hawks took the puck and just ran with it to hammer it past Smith. And now Mikko Koskinen got in the net after the 5th goal for the Hawks went in. So there's something we have to watch out for. A team that could spark from this going into game 2. But after game 1, it was a great game by your Blackhawks, giving us a victory to put us over the Oilers 1-0, and that's good for a 5-game series. You only have to win 3, 2 down, 2 away. So 1 down, 2 away. Let's go. So thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment down below what your thoughts were on tonight's game. Penalty kill, yeah, both teams need to work on it, but who cares? It was a fun game to watch. And most of all, Hawks up 1-0 over the Oilers, and most of all,